It's Sunday, and I'm wrapping up the week by summarizing this week's theme, going for the gold. Is gold a smart hedge or a bad investment? Now, in case you missed any of the episodes this week, we talked about a lot. First of all, what is driving this week's theme, which is the huge gold rush in 2025. Gold prices are at an all-time high. People are rushing to sell their jewelry, melt it down. They're even going to the morgue and stealing grandma's gold teeth and selling that too. I don't know if that's more of a sign of tough economic times or just greed. I don't know. But I talked about reasons for considering gold in your portfolio. I wanted to approach this. I have my own personal biases. I don't actually invest in gold. I don't recommend it to clients. It doesn't check the boxes. It's too driven by just simply supply and demand and things that are outside of my control. It tends to have long periods of underperformance or where it doesn't do well at all. It has quite a bit of volatility. The only time it really does well is when the world's going to hell in a handbasket. And so that's just not all that often. Plus, it doesn't pay income. What am I forgetting? There's another reason I don't like gold that I'm forgetting, but that kind of sums it up is that generally it doesn't do that well. It has long periods where it doesn't do that well. You could cherry pick and say, oh no, gold performs well. And over very long time horizons, generally it can do well. It's just not going to do well as a traditional stock and bond portfolio. And it doesn't pay income, and it better be worth more when you sell it versus when you buy it. So lots of reasons to not invest in gold. But if you are going to buy gold, you definitely want to understand the multifaceted drivers for gold prices. This includes central banks and what they're doing. It includes general supply and demand and production and how scary the world is. Is it a bad, deep, dark place right now? And is it likely to get worse? Then gold can do well. So those are all the things that drive gold prices generally. The last thing I talked about is if you are going to buy gold, if it's something that you do want to add to your portfolio, there's obviously various ways to do that. I personally am not a fan of buying physical gold. I talked about that this week and how it's very easy if you want to add a little sliver to your portfolio in gold. Go for it. If it appeals to you, if you like the idea of a hedge against economic uncertainty and declines in stock prices, then gold can serve as a meaningful hedge against that when times are scary. All right. If you are enjoying the podcast, be sure to subscribe and follow and leave a review. Your feedback, I read all of the reviews. It does help me improve the podcast, helps listeners find the show as well. So I really appreciate it. And of course, share the podcast. If you know someone getting close to retirement, you can share the show with them. Please do so. I really, really appreciate it. And if you're interested in working with me, you can book a free call on my website. It's in the upper right corner of the homepage. I love hearing from listeners. I'm happy to chat about anything on your mind regarding your retirement with no strings attached. Come on, I wouldn't do that. Tomorrow, I'm starting a brand new theme. I'm talking about 10 stupid things people waste money on. We waste money on so much crap. So I'm going to talk more about that next week and my personal opinions. If you've been a listener for a while, you know I have some opinions, and I'll share with you what those are on things that I hate seeing people spend money on. I think are a huge waste. Of course, we all have our personal preferences. I get that. But there are just a lot of dumb things that people generally shouldn't be wasting their money on. And I'll talk more about that next week. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. My name is Ashley Mitchikay, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.